Alrighty guys and gals, welcome back to the Houston Kilby YouTube channel. We've got something different for you guys today. We've got a mud truck that came into the shop this winter, and we have been full send on this thing. We've got over 400 and some work hours on this deal, and oh my gosh, it's been crazy amount of work we've had to do to it. You guys just sit back and enjoy the episode. I think you guys are going to get to see all kinds of cool stuff we got to fix on this thing, and we can't wait to see this thing run.
Alright guys, so got the wheels and tires off of it, got it up on jack stands, all that good stuff. Got the hood off of it, got the doors off of it, and we've been full send getting the dash out of it as well, and the windshield. So pretty crazy right now on this build, the amount of stuff that's going on. So just had to kind of hammer down there and get some stuff done. So customer is asking for new windows, got fiberglass doors and it needs new windows, and new windows put here and windows put back here as well. Seat needs to be moved. I've already been working on that as well. I'll show you guys that here in a second. And also steering column, all that stuff's going to be moved. So there's a lot of stuff I'm trying to weed through right now and some problem areas that we're trying to fix. So yeah guys, we got a lot of work to do this truck right here. You guys just stand back and hold on, and we'll have a good time on this thing. So let's get to it. All right, so this seat was originally mounted way over here on this bracket here. Okay, we unbolted it and moved the seat over, cut the brackets off over here on this side, moved the brackets over here on this, and we also had to cut the brackets loose back here off of the main X back here. And now we're trying to figure out how all this needs to be set up. All right, so moving on. So we got the dash out of it. There was like a billion rivets in it. Got all these things drilled out. So long story short, every single one of these rivets had to get hand drilled out. Same thing up here on the windshield. So it's kind of full send on that. So now that that's out, here's where the problem area is right here, and that is this steering column, how all this has been set up. Let's just dive into it here. So number one, the steering wheel isn't in the center of the driver anymore, and it wasn't before either where the seat was. It was always kind of offset. It wasn't really lined up right. So we're going to fix that. So that means we kind of got two options here. Cut these brackets off right here and right here so we can slide this stuff over, or cut the main dash bar and slide this stuff over. Not quite sure yet. I'm still kind of studying on that, how I'm going to fix that right now. Because it's a lot of work no matter what it is that we do. It just is. The other issue that is kind of going on that I'm seeing when I get into the driver's seat area and looking at the steering wheel, it looks like this brake pedal is too close to this right here anyway. So it's kind of looking like I'm gonna have to cut all this apart, get all this separated, so this brake pedal can get moved over far enough to where it needs to be at. It's kind of a mess right there. A lot of work. The other issue is throttle pedal. Throttle pedal is kind of a mess. It's got a couple of issues going on with it, and we're going to get all that worked out. I'm not quite sure if we're going to go with this thing or make modifications to it, or what we're going to do yet. It may just be best just to get a whole brand new one and get rid of all that right there. So that's kind of what we're working on right now. There's a lot of other jobs that we're going to be doing on this truck as well. Cleaning up radiator hoses, that's one of them. Cleaning up some fuel lines, cleaning up the fuel cells. There's some areas right there we'll be fixing. Again, mounting a hood on it. A rear X brace system. The customer wants a rear window put in it. In order to do that, this whole area right here is in the way. If you have your X brace at this aggressive of an angle, if this makes sense, now it makes it really hard to get a back window put in. And so we're gonna have to redo all that mess as well. We're gonna do some suspension work to it, fix a lot of suspension areas that's in it, put an anti-roll bar on it. We noticed that there's some stuff that's out of whack here. We're gonna put a wishbone in it and get rid of this diagonal as well. So a lot of work on this thing is about to be taking place over the next few episodes. I don't know how many episodes we're gonna make of it, but you guys just hold on, and we'll be getting a lot of stuff knocked out on this deal, and you guys get to see a lot of stuff getting done. So yeah, as we go here, I'm sure there's things that I'm forgetting. We got a whole list of things that needs to be done, but in this episode, main thing is going to be this right here, this seat, and possibly a few other things. So you guys sit back and enjoy the episode.
Alrighty, guys and gals, it's time to hammer down, get the cutoff wheels out, get the grinder out, maybe even a Sawzall, maybe even a Porter band here in a minute. But there is so much welds here to cut out. It took me a minute to get this done, and a lot of prep work on this tube to save it and not cut into it type of deal as well. So you just had to be careful with the grinder and also the cutoff wheel. So just had to hammer down here, get the job done, and got this column off, got the brake pedals off, got the master cylinders off, all that stuff. So let's rock and roll.
All right, so I figured this would be a good little spot to talk about some stuff that's going on here. So we've got the steering box and steering column cut off. We've got the brake pedal box cut off as well, okay? I've still got a little bit of grinding and cutting to do, get this stuff cleaned up. And once I get all that done, I'll show you guys a little trick here with a pipe sander. We'll clean all this up and make it look really good and really smooth and stuff, so you don't have like all these little areas like that where grinder's been hitting it. But so we'll look at something here real quick. All right, so this is the brake assembly right here and brake pedal and all that good stuff, and we're going to move this deal over like that, get all that set up, and we're also going to get this brake pedal moved up. What I mean by that is the brake pedal is way too low down here to the floor, and I don't like driving them that way. If you bring them up a little bit, it makes it a whole lot more comfortable to drive for the driver. So we're going to fix all that as well. So let's get to it.
Okay, guys, it's time to hammer down with this pipe sander. This thing works really, really good on tubing when you've got little flat spots in it from using a regular grinder on it. And that way you can kind of smooth and blend everything in. Now you guys can kind of see how much better this looks. And it just cleans it up, so that way when you go to paint it, it just don't look terrible type of deal. So all right, so moving on here to the brake pedal assembly. I'm cutting this stuff down to make this thing fit in a new location we got it at, and also raise up the brake pedal so it's not almost hitting the floor when you're maxed out on the brake pedal. This thing, I really didn't like how it felt in the truck, and that's why I'm taking this much time moving all this stuff to make it actually look right, work right, and be a little bit more comfortable to the driver. So we're just moving right along here, and anytime you're dealing with something that's existing, it gets really nasty, so you've got to really do a lot of cleaning and prep work, so when you do go to TIG it up or MIG it up, the welds stick good and everything works good. So that's why this piece was a little bit fun, because there's a lot of nasty stuff there to deal with.
All right, guys, I went ahead and got the steering column put back in and welded in. Same thing with the brake pedal. Went ahead and worked on the throttle pedal, putting this on there to kind of help with the pedal, because this pedal was extremely slick and your foot wanted to slip off of it real bad. So I put this on here and also a hook on there, so if the throttle ever was to hang wide open, they could just pull on this and it unfreeze it there. Also put a throttle stop on it. Let this video clear out. Yeah, so here's the throttle stop. Let me get on the other side. I think you guys will be able to see it better, maybe. Yeah, so this is a throttle stop. It's adjustable. You can screw this in and out where this pad is right here, and the reason for this is so you don't go past wide open throttle and bend hardware, bend throttle linkage, etc., etc. It's very, very important to have a throttle stop somewheres on your throttle pedal. So it now has a throttle stop on it, and that stuff will be in good shape. The one it had on it before was this big old thing down here, and I actually think we can probably cut out a pound of weight just in this area here, maybe even more.
Alrighty, guys, sorry I didn't show any more details on this, but I just had to hammer down here. Went ahead and made a removable panel for both the transmission and right here where the drive shaft is, so you can work on the yoke. That helped out a bunch on being able to take the transmission in and out of this thing. And sorry, guys, didn't put no more footage on that. So back on the seat here, I had to finish the mounts up at the top of it here, and that way this seat is actually removable as well. And I was very happy with how these mounts turned out here. And now you can actually get a windshield in, or I guess a back glass in this thing now, the way that I've got it mounted. Before, the seat actually mounted to the X brace here in these down bars going to the chassis that's coming out of the window there. So now I've got everything inside the cab. So now you can actually slip a windshield in back here at the back, or excuse me, the back glass. So yeah, guys, we're going to keep hammering down here. Get everything welded up, all brand new grade 8 hardware in the seat. That's definitely a big plus right there. I highly suggest grade 8 bolts if you're going to be doing the race car life and mud truck life. Definitely help you out a bunch.
All right, guys, this has been my workstation for a little while. You can see here, sometimes you just got to get all the tools out. It's kind of how I work sometimes.
No doubt, man.
And then clean everything up. All right, so we got all these old tabs cut off. You can see here's one there, one there, one there, one there. Got them all cut off and cleaned up. Put on double shear tabs for the seat belts, down for the lap belts. That's done. We still got to figure something out for these things here. I'm still trying to figure out what to do there. So this is going to be moved over quite a bit to fix that. The top mounts is done. They're all welded up front and back. Also sanded all those old bracketries, cut them off and stuff. Fixed that and welded all the tabs up, so we're moving right along. Also welded all this stuff up here, got all that done, so we're getting some headway done here, guys.
Alrighty, guys and gals, in this section here, we're going to make the other mount that we need to make for the shoulder seat belts. And basically what I'm doing is I'm copying the same design of what they had here before, but now we're going to make one that goes over here on the driver's side for your shoulder belt. So here we go, guys. We're going to get this thing all welded up.
Alrighty, guys, these mounts are now done right here. Got it all welded in. And this is the old seat belts that came with the truck, and they're now mounted in back there. So yeah, that's done. And all the tabs are done in the floorboard and stuff now too. You guys can see those down in there. Yep, oh, that's good. We ordered some new Jegs belts for it. Just so people know, the Jegs belts are actually RJS seat belts, so that's kind of nice. You get a high quality American made belt. So yeah, man, we're ready to put new belts in it, and all of the belt mounts are now done. Jesse, man, we're under a mud car.
Always, man, slinging mud and turning bolts.
I heard that. Jesse, he's over here living life on the edge. He ain't got no safety glasses on. We're underneath the mud truck. Rust and dirt.
Oh, yeah, I'm telling you, man.
Could be a situation here very soon.
Part of it, brother, part of it.
All right, guys, right now me and Jesse is working on getting the torque converter bolts off this deal, and we're gonna get the power glide off of it and get this thing sent to TSR Racing Products to be rebuilt.
Yeah, man.
And all that good stuff.
Best of the biz.
That's right, man. Them's the guys that built the trans in my car.
Yes, sir.
So anyways, guys, we're gonna hammer down here, get this trans out, and yeah, man, I'm ready to get this thing out here and have a supper break. All right, guys, just got the water pump off. Kind of got a mess up here right now that we're dealing with. But now we've got the pump off. We can start changing some fittings out and see what we can deal with on there. Getting rid of these old radiator hoses right here. We're going to upgrade all this. And this is actually really, really heavy. A lot of weight right there in that, and this piece too. So we're going to get rid of all that and have AN fittings, true AN fittings, all the way from the radiator into the top of the heads and out of the bottom of the water pump into the bottom of the radiator, so we can clean all that up. So yeah, guys, we're gonna start cleaning a lot of stuff out of this area right in here.
Alrighty, guys and gals, here's some of the AN fittings that we took off of it. Basically, we just cleaned up a lot of things between the fuel system and the cooling system on it. And anyways, y'all, I want to end this video out right here. I thought this would be a good spot to end it out. You can kind of see where we've cleaned these lines up here. And we've got a ton more work that's going to be happening on this truck. Y'all stay tuned. Comment down below We're going to be doing a back half on this thing in the next episode. A whole bunch of other work going to be going on, and you guys get to see this thing fired up and leaving the shop. So anyways, guys, y'all have a good one. Thank y'all for watching. Comment down below.